In the sprawling, glittering universe of music, where spotlights chase fame and every beat competes for attention, one name stands apart, not because it demands to be seen, but because it thrives in the unseen. Min Yoongi, known to the world as Suga of BTS, carries a title whispered in awe by fans, critics, and industry insiders alike, the Shadow King. It's a moniker that evokes mystery, power, and an almost mythical presence. But why? What is it about this soft-spoken, introspective artist that cloaks him in such a regal, enigmatic aura? To unravel this enigma, we must journey beyond the stage lights, past the deafening roar of crowds, and into the shadows where genius brews, where legends are forged in silence. Min Yoongi didn't burst onto the music scene with trumpets or fanfare. Born on March 9, 1993 in Daegu, South Korea, he grew up in a modest neighborhood where dreams were often overshadowed by practicality. As a boy, he was quiet, observant, a dreamer in a world that didn't always dream back. His parents hoped he'd follow a stable path, perhaps a desk job or a trade, but Yoongi's heart beat to a different rhythm. He found his refuge in hip-hop, a genre that roared with raw emotion, unfiltered truth, and fearless defiance. It was a sound that mirrored the storm inside him, a storm he kept hidden beneath a calm exterior. As a teenager, Yoongi would sneak into his older brother's room, borrowing a battered Walkman to listen to Eminem, Nas, and Epic High. Those late nights, with earphones pressed tight and the world shut out, planted a seed. By 15, he'd saved up for a second-hand keyboard, a creaky relic he set up in his cramped bedroom. There, amid peeling wallpaper and flickering fluorescent light, he began crafting beats, clumsy at first, then sharper, pulsing with rebellion and soul. He wasn't loud about his passion. He didn't need to be. His music spoke for him, a quiet storm brewing beneath the surface, waiting for its moment to break free. Yoongi's first taste of the stage came in Daegu's underground rap scene, where he performed under the name Gloss. It was a name that shimmered briefly, a flicker of brilliance in dimly lit basements and smoky bars. He battled rappers twice his age, spitting verses that cut through the haze, earning nods of respect from grizzled veterans. But even then, he didn't chase the spotlight. He'd finish a set, step off stage, and vanish into the crowd, leaving his words to linger like echoes. Gloss was a spark, but it was Suga who would become the flame. By the time he auditioned for Big Hit Entertainment, now Hybe, in 2010, Yoongi had honed his craft into something lethal. He joined BTS not as a polished idol, but as a raw, unpolished gem, a rapper with a fire in his gut and a mind that raced faster than his words. When BTS debuted in 2013 with No More Dream, the world saw a group of 7 hungry dreamers, but Yoongi stood out in his stillness. While his bandmates dazzled with choreography and charisma, he lingered in the background, eyes sharp as knives, words sharper still. His verses were weapons, precise, piercing, and unapologetic. As BTS skyrocketed to global fame, Yoongi remained an enigma. The cameras loved Jungkook's golden smile, Jimin's fluid grace, RM's commanding presence. But Suga, he was the shadow behind the blaze, the one you felt more than saw. Fans noticed his quiet intensity, the way he'd tilt his head during interviews, answering questions with a dry wit that left everyone laughing yet somehow still guessing. Critics speculated about his reticence, mistaking it for aloofness. But slowly, the moniker Shadow King began to take root. Not as an insult, but as a crown forged in the dark. What sets Suga apart isn't just his talent, it's his mastery of the unseen. In a world obsessed with visibility, where artists live-stream every moment and flood social media with curated glimpses, Suga wields influence from the shadows. Take BTS's discography, a tapestry of anthems that dominate charts and hearts alike. Behind No More Dream, with its gritty defiance, I Need You, with its aching vulnerability, and Blood, Sweat and Tears, with its hypnotic allure, lies Suga's hand. He crafts lyrics that cut deeper than blades, slicing through superficiality to expose raw human truth. His beats resonate like heartbeats, steady yet unpredictable, grounding the chaos of fame. He doesn't boast about his contributions. He doesn't need to. The credits roll: Min Yoongi, producer; Min Yoongi, lyricist. And his name appears again and again, a quiet signature on masterpieces. In the studio, he's a phantom. Stories abound of late-night sessions where he'd sit hunched over a mixing board, headphones on, lost in his world. He'd work for hours without a word, one sound engineer recalls. And then, bam, there's a track that makes your jaw drop. You don't even know how it happened. But his reign extends far beyond BTS. As Agust D, his solo alter ego, Suga peels back the curtain on his inner world, revealing a man at war with himself, yet victorious in his art. His 2016 mixtape Agust D stunned the world with tracks like The Last, a brutal confession of his battles with depression, anxiety, and the weight of expectation. I wanted to die, he raps, voice cracking with honesty. But I'm here, spitting fire. Then came D2 in 2020, with Daechwita, a sonic rebellion that fused traditional Korean pansori with modern hip-hop, its music video dripping with regal imagery. Suga as a scarred king, ruling from a throne of his own making. Critics called it genius, fans called it revelation. Yet, even as Agust D, he shuns the spotlight. No lavish press tours, no endless interviews, just music, raw and unapologetic, dropped into the world like a gift from the dark. He doesn't explain it, he lets it breathe. And in that silence, his power grows. The Shadow King isn't a title Suga claimed. It's one bestowed upon him, born from the collective awe of those who see what others miss. It began as a murmur among ARMY, BTS's fiercely loyal fandom, who watched him with reverent eyes. They saw how he moved, deliberate, understated, powerful. On stage, he commanded without commanding, his presence a gravitational pull that didn't need flash to captivate. His rap verses in cipher part, 3 or outro, tear hit like thunder, yet he'd deliver them with a coolness that belied their ferocity, mic raised like a scepter. Off stage, he was the same, a man of few words whose rare smiles felt like sunlight breaking through clouds. In interviews, while others bantered, he'd sit back, observing, offering quips that landed like perfectly timed drum beats. I don't talk much, he once said, smirking, but when I do, people listen. And they did. Fans began to call it his shadow aura, the way he could dominate a room without trying. One iconic moment crystallized this image. During a 2018 concert in Seoul, as BTS performed Mic Drop, the stadium erupted in chaos, lights flashing, fans screaming, pyrotechnics blazing. Yet there was Suga, standing still amid the storm, mic raised, delivering his verse with a coolness that silenced the noise. His eyes locked on the crowd, unblinking, as if daring the world to look away. A fan later tweeted, "He's not the sun that blinds you, he's the shadow that shapes everything." The phrase spread like wildfire across X, and the Shadow King was born. Industry insiders took note too. Producers whispered about his uncanny ability to predict trends, to craft songs that felt timeless yet ahead of their time. "He's a ghost in the studio," one collaborator said anonymously. "You don't see him working, but suddenly there's a track that changes everything." His work on Shadow, his introspective 2020 solo masterpiece from BTS's Map of the Soul, 7, wove existential dread into a hip-hop symphony, earning praise from Rolling Stone as a triumph of subtlety. His production credits stretched further, touching artists like IU, 8, and Epic High, Sleepless in Our Reals, each collaboration a testament to his quiet dominion. Suga's influence is a thread woven into the fabric of modern music, subtle yet unbreakable. To call Suga the Shadow King isn't to diminish him, It's to elevate him to a plane few can reach. Shadows, after all, aren't weak. They're essential. They define light, give depth to brilliance, and linger where others fade. In an industry that thrives on exposure, where every move is a performance, Suga's restraint is his strength. He doesn't chase trends, he sets them, often years before they bloom. He doesn't beg for attention, he earns it, drawing the world to him like moths to a flame they can't quite see. Take his Philanthropy, a realm where his shadow stretches far and wide. In 2023, he quietly donated 100 million won to children's hospitals in Daegu, his hometown, asking for no publicity. The funds went to equipment for underprivileged kids, a gesture that only surfaced when a hospital staffer let it slip. Fans discovered it months later, dubbing it a shadow gift, a perfect echo of his ethos. He didn't stop there. In 2024, he funded music programs for at-risk youth, again in secret, until a beneficiary posted a thank you note online. He gave us a voice, the teen wrote, and didn't even ask for a bow or consider his lyrics, where he bears his soul with a courage that humbles. In Shadow, he raps, "I'm scared of my shadow growing bigger," a line that haunts and heals in equal measure. It's a confession of fear of fame, of losing himself, yet it's cloaked in strength, a king grappling with his crown. In the last, he admits to therapy, to panic attacks, to nights when the darkness won. "I wrote it because someone had to," he later said in a rare interview, voice steady. "If it helps one person, it's enough." That vulnerability, delivered without fanfare, is why fans call him their healer, their mirror, their Shadow King. By March 8, 2025, the Shadow King title has transcended fandom. It's a cultural phenomenon etched into the annals of music history. Music scholars at Seoul National University analyze his work in seminars, dissecting how he blends East and West, tradition and innovation. They point to Daechwita, where the wail of a Korean flute dances with trap beats, as a masterclass in cultural fusion. They pore over Shadow, calling it a sonic treatise on identity. Fashion brands chase his minimalist style, black hoodies, ripped jeans, a single silver chain, a stark contrast to the flamboyance of pop stardom. He makes simplicity royal, Vogue Korea writes in a 2024 feature. Even his silence, those long stretches between solo releases, feels regal, a king surveying his domain, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And strike he does. In early 2025, rumors swirl of a new Agust D project, teased only by cryptic X posts, a black crown emoji, a single word, soon. Fans dissect every hint, flooding the platform with theories. Is it a full album, a short film, a collaboration with a Western artist? The industry braces for impact, because when Suga moves, the world shifts. His 2020 release of D2 crashed servers worldwide. This, they whisper, could break the internet. So why is Suga nicknamed the Shadow King? Because he rules where others falter, in a kingdom built not on noise, but on silence, not on light, but on depth. He doesn't demand worship, he inspires it, a quiet force that reshapes the landscape of music without ever stepping fully into the sun. Min Yoongi, Suga, Agust D. Whatever name he wears, he remains a paradox. A king who doesn't seek a crown, a shadow who outshines the stars. His story is still unfolding. By 2025, BTS has returned from their military hiatus, and Suga stands at the forefront of their next chapter, his shadow longer than ever. Fans imagine him in a studio somewhere, headphones on, crafting the next anthem that will echo across continents. Critics predict Grammys, maybe a solo tour, but Suga, he'll just smile, that rare crooked grin, and keep working, keep creating, keep ruling from the dark. And as his legend grows, one truth shines clear. The Shadow King isn't just a title, it's a testament to a man who turned the unseen into the unforgettable, A quiet boy from Daegu who became a monarch of music, not with a roar, but with a whisper that shook the world.